Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Bernie with CG Spectrum. Good morning. Happy Monday. Yeah. Today we are going to get started on a new concept. It's a Kaiju Monster concept. And I'm gonna use this as a base right here. I did this right before this stream. And yeah, again, I'm gonna use this as a base and a starting point. I might go crazy and do something completely different eventually, but again, just to get comfortable or get started with the concept, I'm gonna use this as a base. Yeah, hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone had a good weekend. Hey, what's up, Tony? What did I do during the weekend? I played a game called TD Bloom Battle 6 on the iPad. I don't know if you guys know that game. It's a game that my kids were playing. Hey, what's up, Penny? It's a tower defense game, but it's for kids, or I guess for adults too. But basically you're popping all these balloons and blimps. But yeah, I got addicted to it over the weekend. I was playing it for like until 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I must have played it for like, I don't even know, maybe 10 hours this weekend. It's kind of crazy. One game could last several hours, like 3 hours. One game could last about 3 hours, depending on how far you take it or how far you can survive. But yeah, I didn't realize how fun a tower defense game could be. It made me want to work on the tower defense game, actually. Hey, what's up, Pumpkin? What's going on? Hey, Igor. First time you're saying hi here. I don't know if you joined before. Did you join before, or is this your first time joining? Yeah, I know a lot of you guys are playing those super cool, fun games, and I just get to play iPad games. I'm restricted to games that my kids play. That's how I can justify it to my wife. I'm playing with the kids. Spending quality time with the kids. But yeah, I kind of look forward to when my kids are older and, you know, I could play other different types of games with them. That'll be interesting. By that time, of course, I'll be completely out of what's going on. I probably already am, you know, out of touch with what's going on in the, or what's cool. And my kids might not want to play with me at that time. Do you guys still hang out with your parents? Do things with your parents? Oh, Igor, you did? Okay, I didn't know that. What about you guys? What did you guys do over the weekend? By the way, for this concept, this is going to be used again for the 3D department at CG Spectrum, or that's the intention at least, to be used by the 3D artist students or 3D art students. This is the I think one of their last projects, so it's going to be a lot more detailed and higher up there with the difficulty level in terms of modeling. They still didn't want to get too crazy with the concept, meaning they didn't want any scales on it. They want more of a fleshy texture to the overall body. So I have to try to avoid adding scales to this guy. And yeah, they wanted something bipedal. Let me double check. Yeah, I think that's basically it. Oh, they wanted it in a 3/4 view, but yeah, I'm making it more of a side view, slightly more than I would a normal like human character, just because, you know, it has a tail, and I think the more of the profile is important for this, to be able to see the profile, so I just tilted it more than I usually would, or angled it a bit more. Hey, what's up, Ritik? Oh, camping, awesome, Tony. Yeah, I actually really love camping. I love it so much. During the pandemic, we went camping in our backyard. that, that was really fun. The kids still loved it. It's kind of funny. I think they just love being in a tent. Yeah. Where'd you go camping at, Tony? Hey, what's up, Way? What's up, Martin? Arthur? Legal? What's legal, Arthur? Hey, Way? Yeah. So, again, the first concept we did was for a beginner concept artist, or sorry, a 3D artist. So they wanted something very, very simple. I guess I didn't have to go super stylized, but I think it's just easier for a beginner 3D artist to do something with simple shapes. This one is for the last project, so by this time they should, you know, be pretty familiar with the 3D package they're using, or the 3D program they're using. So yeah, I don't know, like, I wonder if I should make this more complicated or not. I feel like even just leaving it at this point and just adding details and making it look nice would be enough for a 3D artist. If I start adding like wings or like tentacles or weird stuff going on here, it might get too complicated. So that's why, again, I'm going to use this as a base. I'm going to start rendering this thing out, like putting forms on it, and see where that goes. Yeah. Loch Dune, huh? Sounds really, sounds interesting. Sounds mysterious. Does that mean anything? That name, Loch Dune, it reminds me of Loch Ness or something. Where is that at exactly, Tony? What area is Loch Dune in? What country? Oh, you follow James Gurney, huh? That's cool. I'm not sure what type of easel he uses, but it must be pretty portable, right? Yeah. Does he make it himself? Hey, Dr. Daka, is this too loud? The music is too loud. I'll lower it a little bit. Sorry, I can't hear how loud the music is, so yeah, I can't hear anything here. I can only hear my voice, so sorry about that if that was too loud. Am I gonna watch Godzilla vs. King Kong? Yes. When is it coming out? I don't even know. Sorry, it's hard for me to keep up with everything that's going on. I can barely keep up with my kids. Let's increase the resolution on this. It's not so great right now. Let's make it to... Let's check the pixels real quick. Whoa, what happened? Oh, what am I doing? Let's do that first. Hey, how you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. But you just didn't say anything. Alright, cool. Yeah, I gotta be honest, guys. This morning, I'm getting on here. It was one of those days, I don't know. It was like, I really felt like I just wanted to do nothing. But I kind of forced myself. You guys understand, right? You guys, it's one of those days where you just don't want to do anything. And you don't even maybe it's because I feel weird. Last Friday was my last day at my previous job. So maybe I'm just feeling kind of odd. I'll be starting my new job in a week, next Monday. So I think I just felt like resetting or starting over or something like that. I don't know. I gotta keep reminding myself to keep things a bit looser here and avoid adding too much or surfaces that are too complex. But it's kind of hard to do that when you're doing a monster. I'm not even gonna read what you wrote, Tony. I can't even pronounce what you wrote. So it means King Lake. Okay. Cool. Thanks for the explanation. Hey, what's up, Aldera? King Lake. Do you go fishing there, Tony? I like fishing. Fish some more. Something I'll do more of when I have more time. I was gonna say when I retire, but I don't think I'm ever gonna retire. Or maybe I'll change my mind later. I don't know. I always think like I don't understand what I would be doing if I retired. I like doing a lot of different things. So, but again, maybe when I'm old and weak, frail, I'll just want to sit there and fish. Quick question, by the way. You know how this stream is on many different platforms? Some of you guys are on Twitch, some of you guys are on YouTube, Facebook. So why through that specific platform? Let me know. Like, why are you guys, some people on Facebook, YouTube? Let me know what the main differences are. Like, why are you choosing specific platforms over others to watch streams? Just curious. Is like one better than... Hmm. Hey, Tony, where are you from again? What country? Sorry, maybe you already answered. I missed it maybe. Is no, sorry. Penny says I choose YouTube because I don't like to be distracted by other social media platforms. Random alerts. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, Wei. Yeah, the link on Slack takes you there. Hmm. Yeah, I think my generation didn't really get into, right? So I have no idea, like, I have no idea about Twitch. Uh, I want to look into it. Again, there's so many things I want to look into, but it's just a time thing. But Twitch is mainly for streaming, right? Is that right? It's all about streaming, right? I'm kind of laughing because at myself actually because I'm reminded of this guy that I used to work with at my first job. He was an older guy. He worked on I'm not gonna name like what, but because it might, it's just some older Disney animations, and yeah, again he was an oldly. I think he was in his 60s at the time. Yeah, when it came back, he just didn't know what was going on, um, and now I'm that guy. To you guys, I'm that guy now. And it's kind of funny. His art style was very Disney-like, like the old school Disney style. And even though he was working for a game company, right, at the time, since he's been drawing in that Disney style for so long, um, and he was great at it, but the style. So like we would be working on, different types of games that had different styles, and his concept art style remained the same. It was just the Disney style, and at the time, like, it was just kind of funny to see that. But now I completely understand why that was the case for him, at least. It's just that you can like doing something all the time, and you don't have the time to like explore different styles at a certain point, or at least I would say. So you just continue doing the style that you're used to. Oops, that doesn't look right. Hey, Jinky. Tony, you're from Scotland. Okay, okay. So that's where the loch is coming. The Loch Ness, that's all I know. Sorry. Cool. Scotland. I wish I could visit you guys. It's cool that you guys are all from different parts of the world, I think, and you guys are all pursuing similar things, right, with art. When I visit you guys should give me a tour around your place. I wish I could do all that. That'd be awesome. Oh, it lags on Twitch for you, Jinky? Hmm. Oh, so you don't see all the comments on Twitch, huh? Interesting. Yeah, Igor, we will all be that guy at some point. I guess so. Hey, what's up, blasphemer? That just means lake. My bad. Milan. Wow. It's so cool that you guys are all from different. Awesome. That's like one of the coolest things about my job with CG Spectrum. Like when you have a class and again parts of the world meeting at the same time, talking, having similar interests. Yeah, and everyone has like a different perspective on things, right? That part is hearing about what's going on. In some parts it's winter, while at other parts of the world it's at the same time it's summer, right? It's just weird. It's so interesting. Yeah, I want to just give it scales, or scales, but like layering of different surfaces or different textures on it. That's what I gravitate towards, but I don't know if they're going to be okay with this. You just throw it in there, I could always do. Not looking like Deathwing. See, like everything I draw is gonna look like Blizzard stuff. Oh boy. I know what I'm doing, not myself. It's ingrained in me. It's destiny. Can't change it. I thought about making this guy look more aquatic. Hey, is Godzilla an aquatic monster? I don't even know. Is it? Because he comes out of the water, right? Is it supposed to be? Or is he just like walking to gold from the ocean? Is that what it is? He lives in the ocean. Is that what it is? Yeah, for sure Deathwing has a larger jaw. This is like Deathwing with... So if you put his metal jaw on there, it'd be like that big, right? Hey, what's up, Evil Raccoon? Leon, I don't even know. Oh, so Godzilla is amphibious. Anything. So yeah, I was thinking about adding like fishy fins to him or something. Thinking that I was being unique, but but I guess amphibious or from the, so it's not even that different. You just try that for fun. Hey, wait, when is Godzilla vs. Kong coming out again? I'll look up what you're talking about, Martin, right now. Never heard of that. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Martin. That's pretty cool looking. Awesome. A lot of crocodile influence to that design, huh? But yeah, it looks great. It does look kind of similar to the direction I'm going. But again, I'm probably gonna have to get rid of most of the scales. I was trying to get away with adding some scales like around this area, the neck, like for the transition to the head, just to give it some variation. But for the rest of the body, I think I'm gonna have to go smoother. Hey, thanks, Evil Raccoon. Godzilla vs. Kong is coming out on the 31st or 24th. Well, pretty soon, end of this month, huh? Cool. How are you guys even gonna watch it? Are you gonna watch it in the theater? Did the theaters open up already? I heard that they were gonna open up some around here where I'm at. Sounded pretty weird though, meaning, you know, they don't let us do a ton of other things, but then we could sit in a big theater next to each other, or I'm sure it's not like directly next to each other, but I don't know. Seems weird. Not judging anyone who wants to do that. I'm just saying it's weird how some things we're allowed to do, some things we're not, and nothing really makes real sense to me. It's like playing Simon Says. You could kind of sense my attitude towards the government, can't you? Gotta be careful what you say these days, huh? Alright, I think actually, yeah, let me just, I think I'm kind of lagging on this. I feel like it's already at a point where I could start, close to at least being at a point where I could start adding lighting to this. Yeah, because again, I'm gonna keep the textures fairly simple. But I do want some variation, so let me try adding some more texture on that in a few areas like the hands and things like that. And I do want to keep in mind that this is supposed to be a very large monster, so I have to keep in mind the scale. Meaning, like, when I'm working on the hands right now and the claw area, like, I want to make the claws really chunky and big, but that's what I'm used to doing. But because of the scale, I have to make the claws a little bit smaller in scale so that the overall you know, image looks, or creature looks like a larger creature, if that makes sense. And I have to add in more detail, like a higher level of detail, so that the overall creature design looks like a massive design, right? A massive creature. The hand, you guys know, does this remind you guys of any type of dinosaur? What do you guys think? Oh, that looks weird. Wow, those fingers all look broken now. I'm gonna leave it. I'll fake render it. Iguanodon, yeah. Art Koea. Yeah, I was thinking of a iguanodon when I was doing it. I always thought iguanodon hands look weird. Why not? Snapping turtle, yeah, that's cool. Oh yeah, snapping turtle hands look it up. Yeah, that's cool reference. Hey Javier. Oh, King, would you say it's better to learn concept art from a book or just draw? Both. I mean, it's always good to look at different artists' methods. You know, for example, like how to approach figure drawing, right? Or concept art in general, right? Whether it's environment concept art, just looking at how someone else has approached it, right? Their process and their thinking behind it. It's a shortcut. Of course, it's not going to work for everyone. Like, specific methods won't work for everyone. It won't be for everyone. So it's, in my opinion, I always tell students to try out several methods, right? 3 methods, see what you like from each method. What eventually happens for most artists is that they pull, you know, different things from different methods, right? And they combine it and they make their own method, basically. It's a combination of different methods. Just draw on the side as well. That's how you create your own style, your own methods, processes, all that, right? But yeah, I would always say, in general, it's always good to learn from other people's concept art. It's you know, why try to reinvent the wheel, right? Meiosaur? is that? Let me look that up. Hmm. Bronze Skull's asking, what tip would you give for creature design and mecha design? For creature design, I would say, for if creature design or mech design, I would say, yeah, basically two things. One is do a lot of reference studies off of photo reference, right? So for creatures, animals, stuff like that, right? Do a bunch of studies because it's all coming from that, right? And then mech design, it would be anything mechanical, right? Like trains, airplanes, all that stuff. You do studies off of that. Machinery, right? And then the second part is looking at concept art. Again, don't try to reinvent the wheel. Look at how other people, figured out how to design, and study those. You could straight up copy them just to get an idea of the design language for a mech, especially if you're new to it, right? There's a lot of little design languages that people have come up with that makes certain things look mechanical or has a certain style, right? And that could be said creature design. Yeah, do studies off of photo reference and do studies off of other people's concept art. And you'll just advance more quickly. I mean, obviously do your own thing too, right? Meaning like draw without looking at reference as well on the side, your own ideas. You want to develop that too, your own creativity, of course. That's a lot of people I know won't be looking at reference, photo reference, or concept art reference because they think it's, but it's not. I mean, you're just learning from. Jinky is asking, what is one thing you like about teaching? One thing? Well, if I had to choose one, it would be, I think the main thing is just seeing people grow. Specifically, I guess with art, it's, yeah, seeing people grow in their understanding and skill level regarding art. Yeah. Yeah, I like, it's weird, I like seeing things grow in general. So students growing, I like growing plants, gardening. See, some people hate gardening, right? They think it's like too much work. It's not worth it. They get their hands dirty. It's too slow. Like you gotta sit. The whole process of growing something's too slow. You start from a seed, turns into a sprout, and there's different levels of taking care of a plant, right? Depending on what stage it's in, right? All that stuff people don't think is worth it, but I think it completely is worth it. It's so fun, that whole process. And again, at the end, you get fruit. It's bearing fruit, right? Like I'm into more like edible plants or like fruit trees and vegetables and all that stuff. Perennials that give off like lemongrass and um, artichokes, asparagus, things like that that you plant once and it just keeps coming back year after year. Those are the things that I'm into. And yeah, at the end of the day, it's you don't have to take too much care of it. It just keeps giving, right? It keeps bearing fruit. I like that whole process. And it could be the same thing could be said about, you know, what I'm doing here, teaching art to students. Eventually, you guys will get to a place where you get a job doing art, doing what you guys love. And then, you know, your skill level will just keep getting better and better. And eventually, you guys will give back, right? You guys will be doing what I'm doing, even some of you guys at least, right? Giving back in some way, whether it's teaching, whether it's doing other things, right? Multiplying continues, right? If that makes sense. So I like that. Evil Raccoon says, I've been eyeing CG Spectrum and CG. Do you have any advice for people who'd like to enroll into any sort of online art school? I would just say do your research. Do your research on the schools. Make sure that they have strengths and weaknesses. So make sure you do the research. Talk to the right people at the school if you're not sure, right, about certain things. Make sure you ask specific questions, get your answered, and get some clarification on things. Like, you know, what you want to get out of the school. Because everyone is at a different place in their lives. Everyone's short-term goals and long-term goals are a bit different. So make sure that it fits your lifestyle. Like, let's say you're working part-time or full-time. Make sure that it could work with that. You know what I mean? There are students that enroll and they realize it's just too much work for them. Like the whole course. So for people like that, I would say pick up a few courses at a time, you know? Those things are available online, so if you're working a full-on course isn't necessarily the best idea for you, right? Make sure you have enough time to commit to enrolling into a program. Arkoya is saying, I'm currently in CG Spectrum and I can say it's been really great. I'm only into week 4, I think, of concept art, and even though I've been drawing my whole life, went to art school for a while, I finally feel like I'm understanding so much. Yeah, that's good to hear. Yeah, really, being under some mentorship is ideal in my opinion, compared to going to a traditional art school, like an art college. Out of the, you know, the classes necessarily need to take, right? I remember taking a typography class in college. It was such a waste of time. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still learned things from it, but you know, I could have been using my time in a better way. I took a lot, like, there's graphic design classes I took that I didn't want to take. Yeah, so you get more of a more focused education at these special, and even then, like, you can even narrow it down more. Like I said, there you can take you can find specific classes that you want to take online, right? That are entertainment design based. So for those people who don't have too much time on their hands, go look at that up. Go look that kind of stuff up. It'll just cost a lot less to take one class at a time. JD Smith is asking to show Ultraman or Power Rangers. I'm not gonna answer that. You guys answer it. I don't know. I always thought Power Rangers, because I was already like an adult, I guess, by the time it came out in America. So I couldn't really get into it. And it looked so odd and different because it was from Asia, I guess. Yeah, Art Koya, it's yeah, when you can get direct feedback from a professional, get some getting corrected on what you're doing right or wrong, is super. Artists that will just be doing something completely wrong for like years, right? Not understanding the difference between concept art and illustration, and preparing their portfolio in a way that really isn't efficient, right? Again, it's just shortcut. It gets you the information you need to know without all the other confusing stuff, right? It can be confusing if you don't know. Yeah. Jinky is asking, wasn't there a 2-week trial for all courses? I don't know if there's a 2-week trial for all courses. Maybe there is. Again, I'm not familiar with all that. You got to ask. I'm sure there's like contact information on the CG Spectrum website. So uh, ask again if you're not sure. No, there are trial courses people can try out. So definitely look into that. Why not try it out if it's free, right? Hey, what's up, Richard? Richard is saying, hi, I'm about to build a workstation to work with UE4 action set, also with CGI characters regarding CPU and GPU. Sorry, I can't help you with that, Richard. You probably know more than I do. Anyone who can help Richard with that, please respond to him. I just get like a decent computer and work on stuff. Knowledgeable with computers or anything like that. Sorry. I just draw, Richard. I just. But yeah, I know when you're working with certain programs that are powerful, you do want a computer that's able and a graphics card that's able to handle all that, for sure. You don't want to be surprised with not being able to, with your computer not being able to handle certain programs, right? It's always frustrating when that happens. So hopefully someone can help you with that. I know the guys at my work, at my previous job, the guys that used all those 3D programs and rendering, they got like the top of the line computers and top of the line like graphics cards. Their setups would be like, super expensive, around 8,000. Yeah. Mine was just, I can just work off of a laptop. Nothing fancy. Right now I'm just working off of a laptop. I got like 3 monitors antique. 3 monitors hooked up to my laptop. completely zoned out for a second. But I was even on a stream. Oops. Hey, do any of you guys do streams, by the way? Hey, thanks. We're trying to help Richard. Thanks, guys. Pacific Rim? The Black? Is that what they were called? I don't remember. Oh. Oh, I see it. Alright, cool. That looks... Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Are you talking about the multi-eyed one? It has like 6 different eyes, or 6 eyes on it. I might try making this guy's jaw a lot larger. We'll see. Again, this is just a base. My designs always change as I'm working on it. Yeah, that's a good idea. Thanks. I can't pronounce your name. Mr. Is it Mr. Roz? Roz? I'm just gonna call you Mr. Roz. Thanks. Thanks for that reference. That's cool. Who streamed on Twitch playing for like different games? I forget what game. She would stream on Twitch. What streams are popular in general besides gaming and, let's say, art? What else do people stream on Twitch that are popular in general? Just curious. Cooking? I guess cooking too, huh? But what else? What else? Let's throw some light. Actually, sorry. Let me block. Yeah. I don't know what a Snyder cut, what the Snyder cut is. No, I haven't seen that. Oh, I get working out too, huh? Interesting. One other thing, if you guys are thinking about applying to CD Spectrum, keep in mind that you guys can request a specific, you know, whatever you're trying to achieve. For example, if you're more into environments, towards that specialize in environment concept art, right? So ideally, you would try to get one of those guys. So you can always make the request to, again, get a specific mentor that you think will help you the most. But again, it's just a request. There's no guarantees with that. It all depends on mentor availability, right? But it's worth trying. That's what I would do. And you can look on the website. They have mentor portfolios that you can click on, I think. And or you just generally tell the person who's setting you up that you want a mentor. You would prefer a mentor that's you know, great at concept or environment concept art, because there are other mentors that are not listed there. So just let them know what you would prefer. By the way, if you guys could take a moment to give me a like, I'd appreciate that. And we're getting close to the point where we can start adding some lighting. Play with levels real quick. Oops. That might be too dark. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. I think I'm gonna go black and white with this, and then add in color later. Hey, Tatum. Go ahead. Ask away. A personal question. No problem. You guys can ask anything you want. Doesn't mean I have to answer it, right? Ask anything you guys want. I'll be surprised if I don't answer it. So maybe that's the challenge. Ask a question that you think I won't answer. Don't ask anything that I can't answer on the platform. You get what I'm saying? I don't mind answering questions, but don't ask something that I'm not allowed to. You know what I mean? Not because I don't want to answer it, but I'm not allowed to answer it. I'll get in trouble. Bernie fired. That's the challenge of the week. Challenge of the day. Alright, so Jinky's asking, were your parents always supportive of your art pursuit? I'm asking because mine still have this old notion that all artists will starve. Oh yeah, I've answered this question before. Like probably twice. No problem though, I'll answer it again. They were never supportive of my art pursuit. They always discouraged me from doing it. my mom was an art teacher. My dad, he told me he wanted to be a comic book artist when he was a kid or younger, sorry. Um, but yeah, he had friends that did art, and there's like a whole story behind that. Well, basically, if I briefly tell the story, it's one of his closer friends who was doing art. He saw him later on as he was walking down like the street. He saw his friend come out of a comic book store, and that's basically where the comic book artists work as well in Korea, at least back in the day. That's how it used to be. It's like a comic book reading like room or whatever. That's what they call it in Korea. Anyways, he saw his friend come out, and he looked like a bum basically. And his dad said, or my dad said, he was the best artist that he knew, and seeing him look like a bum made him realize, oh, I can't do this. Even though he's like super good at drawing, his friend that is, he's still a bum. So, so he's like, I can't pursue that. So he decided not to. And you know, I can't argue against that because back in the day, it was a different situation, a different time. You know what I mean? The likelihood of you not being able to make any money as an artist back in Korea at that time was extremely high, over 90%, right? 90, maybe over 99%. I don't even know. Especially during that time, they didn't really respect the arts in Korea. They still don't, to some degree. Like the general public still doesn't. But anyways, yeah, because my parents grew up from that kind of culture, they discouraged me from doing it. So for you, let's see. Yeah, so I understand why your parents think that way as well. They probably just have never seen a successful artist, right? So it makes sense. Like, is there anything you can do to convince them otherwise? I'm not sure, because I tried that in the past as well. I would try to like, tell my parents why and or how I can make a career out of it, and they just never understood. They always thought what I was trying to do, which was concept art. They always would tell people, "Oh, Bernie's doing animation." They would tell other people he's doing animation. And I would repeatedly tell them, no, it's concept art, and I would explain to them what the difference is. They're like, oh, it's animation. It's the same thing. So they never understood. I don't think they cared to understand, to be honest. Uh, which is fine, whatever. It's not. They just don't. They're just coming from this is a different generation, right? Like one day I won't understand either. You know what I mean? But yeah, the best thing you can do is just show them, I guess. Meaning, you know, you just do it. They don't have to understand, right? I mean, don't get me wrong, I understand it kind of sucks when your own parents don't support you. Because my parents never let me take any art courses, even though I was begging them to let me as I was in high school. Or sorry, junior high school. Uh, but yeah, they would just force me to take piano lessons for 3 years, even though I hated it. I could have been doing art at that time, and instead I was doing piano, Dragon Ball comics, while I was in the room instead of practicing because I hated it. But yeah, if anything, what that did, I mean, always see things in a positive way, right? What that did for me was it made me realize figure things out on my own. I can't like rely on someone else to like help me. Um, so yeah, it made me tougher in many ways. It made me feel like I have to figure things out on my own, and that's a good thing to a certain degree. Too many people these days, or sorry, maybe not these days, in general, uh, want to get spoon-fed, you know what I mean? They want things to come easily, right? And they get confused when things don't happen the way they want it to or the way they expected it to. They're confused when opportunities don't come flying their way, right? And that's not really how it works, you know. You have to go out and get it. You gotta try everything possible in your power. Try everything. Every method. Do what no one else is willing to do, you know? Put in the work that no one wants to put in. Make the sacrifice. So yeah, those things can make you stronger, you know? It could also make you bitter, but yeah, don't let it make you turn bitter. Always things in a positive way. You have a choice, right, to see it a negative way or a positive way, for sure. Any situation. Tatum's asking, what is the biggest thing you've learned in your career? Answer that in two different ways. One, what I think you're asking me is specifically to art. The biggest thing I've learned. Well, I would say, I think the thing that I've learned that a lot of people overlook, right, is how important relationships are in the field, right? Uh, yeah, relationships are super, super important. I know people tend to just focus on the art, right? But your connection, you know, and the good relationship, your coworkers, that's super important. Yeah, that I got my first job, right? Besides my first, through somebody that I knew. Yeah. And yeah, and it's a small industry. Like yeah, every place that I go to, there's somebody that I know, or several people that I know. So relationships are super, super important. The other thing that I've learned in general, let's say, with my career, is that there's more to life than art. And that's just like a personal thing. Uh, Maybe it's obvious to some of you, right? But I say that because I was so fixated on just art in college and during that time. You have to do, like I keep saying, you have to be obsessed to a certain degree. But, you know, I've made some bad decisions. when you're so like laser focused on your goals and what you're trying to pursue, yeah, I have regrets, like things that I wish I didn't do. Things that I ignored a lot of, it just like the wrong mentality. Just had the wrong mentality. I lived in a way that looking back was not good. Meaning like for specific examples, right? It's more like I kind of didn't, all my relationships in college like revolved around people that I felt like could help me, or people that I felt like couldn't help me, if that makes sense. And it wasn't like an evil thought or anything. It's just like I didn't have, in my mind, it's like I didn't have time for them, right? So I would surround myself with people who are just super like hardworking people, and I kind of ignored the rest. I don't know if this makes sense to you guys, and I regret that. I made like the art different than the people around me, if that makes sense. Like you don't have to just be good at art to like have a relationship with you, you know what I mean? Yeah, those things I kind of regret. I do regret. I don't know if I'm explaining it well. I mean, I guess too. But there's, in my mind, there's definitely so much more to life than all this art stuff. But of course, as artists, this is what, you know, a lot of our lives are going to revolve around. But I think it's more like having proper perspective. Yeah, sorry, I'm doing a horrible job explaining it. It's like a longer conversation, I think, and I'm just trying to briefly touch up on it. Jinky says, guess I'll just have to prove them wrong like you did. Yeah, just show them. Yeah. Hopefully you don't get bitter though. That's something you gotta be careful of. It's not like you're pursuing all this stuff to show someone something, prove something, right? You don't want to have that attitude, even though I'm not saying that can't work, right? That does work for a ton of people, obviously, where you use that kind of energy like, hey, I'm gonna prove it to you. But that doesn't get you too far, if that makes sense. It's kind of like a not good energy to have, if that makes sense. Memories is asking, why don't you do personal stuff like Patreon, Gumroad, selling your own art? Because I don't have time right now. I want to. There's like, honestly, there's like hundreds of things I want to do. I just don't have the time. Whenever my kids ask me what superpower I wish I had, or if I had to choose, if I could choose, I would say stopping time, controlling time, because I just don't have time. I don't have time to do all the things I want to do. I want to do environment concept art too, but or like study environment stuff, but I just even that I don't do it because I don't have time. We all have limited amounts of time on during our day, our lives, right? You got to choose, right? You got to choose. You can't do everything. You got to choose what you're going to do, how you're going to spend your time. So spend your time wisely. It's super valuable. I'm just on autopilot right now. I know I'm looking at what I'm doing right now and thinking, oh man, I'm adding all this like texture to it or like chunkiness to the texture. And I'm like, I might have to eventually erase all this stuff. But whatever, I'm just doing it. Can't think right now, I'm just gonna do it. Adjust it later. You could always make this stuff more subtle by painting over it. Have like subtle layering going on later on, even though it's not subtle right now. Excuse me. More directly related to art, if I could answer your question, Tatum, it would be just to always be in a mindset where you enjoy learning. You know, that's what's gonna get you growing constantly, right? Over the next years, like decades. Just in people who enjoy learning are the ones that just keep getting better because it's not a burden to them. They just enjoy the process of learning. And again, that's what I hope, you know, to instill in my kids, my two boys. Just the enjoying to learn. So I keep telling them, your grades don't matter. Who cares about your grades? I tell them I don't care about your grades. But it's funny, they still care about their grades. I wonder how I would have turned out if my parents told me that we don't care about your grades. Just focus on learning. Like whatever you're interested in, focus on learning that. Do projects. Do what you like. Because even though my parents kept telling me, you gotta get good grades, I always thought it didn't matter. It was the opposite. Excuse me. Hey, what's up, Will? Will's asking who's my favorite comic book artist. I don't know. Comic book artists. See, I'm horrible at remembering names, like especially like famous people. I don't look at this. I don't try to remember them, so it's hard for me to remember. But man, do I have a favorite? I don't think I have a favorite, sorry. In general, I like like manga artists though. Like I was never into the whole Western like DC, Marvel comics, that kind of style. I mean, I think it's cool, but I just never got into it. It wasn't my thing. But even like with the Japanese comics, I don't remember the names. I just know I like the art. Hey, once again, if you guys could take a moment to give me a like if you haven't already. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yusuke Murata? What are they most known for? What is Yusuke most known for, Will? Evil Raccoon is saying it's not always easy dealing with parents who aren't very supportive of your pursuit to become a concept artist. Or whatever it may be. Yeah, it's not. It is definitely not. I was always the black sheep in my family, so I was just already used to it. Meaning I was always used to my parents not approving of things that I was doing. They always thought I was kind of weird, which I probably was. Or actually, they still think I'm weird. And they keep comparing me to like my brother and my sister, and I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not them. What do you want me to do? They're like, look at your brother and sister. They're more normal. Why can't you be like them? I'm like, I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm not them. Pat is asking, any advice for students, self-learning, people who struggles with focusing, especially for long periods of time, trying to learn fundamentals, but my brain leaves the building in 5 minutes. Yeah, so if you're self-learning, the most important thing is to be self-motivated, right? If you really want to take this art stuff serious and you want to learn on your own without being in a structured program, you need to be self-motivated. If you're not, it's going to constantly be an issue, right? You have to create some structure for yourself if you're not self-motivated. That's what I would recommend. Yeah, Pat, so you got to think about that. For people who are self-motivated, I've known like, a good amount of people like that. They could learn anything on their own. They don't need to be in a school environment or anything, right? Structured environment. They just create structure for themselves. But yeah, if I could briefly give you advice, it would be to write down your goals, your short-term goals. Write down any kind of goal you have, anything you're trying to achieve, write it down and put it in front of you so you can always look at it every day, so you don't get distracted, so that you feel motivated to achieve those goals, right? You know why you're doing what you're doing every day. You understand why you're doing it, instead of just doing it without knowing, right? There's a reason, a goal you're trying to achieve, and that's why you're doing certain studies every day, right? Um, yeah, sometimes people get bored of fundamental stuff like foundational art. But I think it's super. I mean, I wish I could just do fundamental stuff like on the side, like just studies. I love just doing studies. Um, but again, understanding why you're doing the studies will help you, I think. And sometimes you can have a specific project. Like, for example, let's say you're doing this, right? I'm doing this. So it's like lizard and aquatic, amphibious, whatever, influence monster, right? Then do some studies that are related to this. Like do some lizard studies, uh, dinosaur studies, fish studies, right? Fin studies. Do things that are related to the cool stuff that you're working on, right? Do studies that are fundamental stuff that are related to whatever concepts that you're working on. That could motivate you as well. Also, get rid of any distractions, like watching TV shows or anything that distracts you. Cut it out, and so you can focus. Learning to me is all about having focus, like laser focus. If you don't have that laser focus, you're not going to learn quickly. You need to like cut out everything and just focus on your studies. Oh, One Punch Man, I love that show. That's cool, yeah. Yeah, what Jinky said. Again, try different things. I don't know. I mean, there's probably no one answer for dealing with that, um, getting distracted and things like that. But I definitely think we live in a time where we have a ton of distractions in our lives, right? Especially entertainment, I feel like. Admittedly, you know? So get rid of entertainment, cut it out. That's what I did in college. I mean, I didn't watch any movies, I didn't watch any TV, I cut everything out. Granted, I didn't have an iPhone back then, you know, I just had a regular phone. So there were less distractions. If I had a iPhone or internet access wherever I went, I'd be in big trouble, you know. So you guys consciously have to make the decision to cut things out. Oh, Slam Dunk, I remember that, yeah. Yeah, good luck, Pat. Hey, so next week we'll continue with this guy. Uh, yeah, we'll continue putting lighting on this guy and figuring out the textures. Yeah. Hopefully, you guys had a good time here. Thanks for joining me on the stream. Hope you guys have a great week and that you guys stay motivated, all right? I'll see you guys next week, next Monday. See you guys. Bye.